you are in the midst of making decisions, but you don't know what kind of decision you should make. Or you're just one of those people right now, like maybe you are in the middle of a relationship issue, financial issue, and the list goes on and on. So, for the most part, guess what most people are looking at? People are looking how to make effective decisions. So, the goal for me today is to help you be able to make decisions that are very effective, that is going to help you tremendously with whatever is going on with you, and in your life. So it's going to make a lot of sense to you guys. Guys, give me a second right here. So what I'm about to share with you guys is going to help you a lot. So let me welcome you. It's going to help you a lot to make the right decision for yourself and for your family. So I'm going to get right into it, okay? You see, first thing is this. Like, as you're about to go making decisions, at least we make decisions daily, every day in our lives. We all have to. We don't have a choice. Everyone know that we live in a fast-paced world. That's the world we live in today. It's good in some ways, and in so many ways, it's bad. But let's talk about the speed in which you make decisions. The speed matter, okay? And let me also explain to you guys that the nature of our world today enables you to be able to make decisions very quickly because we have more resources around us. You could go on Google, you could go on ChatGPT, you could, like, today you can be self-informed quickly, assuming you want to, okay? So having said that, those who know pretty much, their business and their industry inside out, they make decisions faster. The average person, they need more research, they need more help, they need more support, etc., etc. But all of this is real. Let me explain something. Daily, every day, we're faced with situations that require immediate decisions. Like, you don't have a choice, okay? Like, decision right there and there, immediate decisions. Sometimes, guys, you are under pressure to decide now, and the decision you're making is going to make or break you, or even take it a step further, okay? For some of us, the chapters of your life, you make different decisions at different chapters of your life. In one chapter is good, in another chapter it could be very challenging. But what I'm going to share with you here is the 4 different frames of reference when you're about to make a decision. I'm going to talk about the SWOT analysis. I'm also going to talk about the 2 complementary strategies in which you can find the root cause of the confusing problems that you have in making decisions and many more. So, as I get into it, the first thing I want you to think about is this. Let's get started. Careful observation, and taking your time to make decisions. I want you to think through it, so before you can make great decisions. These are all requirements because you cannot make a decision on impulse. And if you're ever going to, you slow down and then you go through a certain formula in order for you to make the right decision for yourself. You see, the frames of reference refer to the processes the brain undergoes when making a decision, because your brain, believe it or not, your brain is not as easy as you think it is. Your brain is not. Your brain is constantly making decisions every single day. And then your brain is deciding, is this decision right or not? So I'm going to go through like the aspects of your mind and how your mind processes information that will allow you to make the right decision for yourself and for your family. And by the way, guys, I'm telling you right now, you're going to absolutely, once you understand this, I promise you, you're going to be able, by the way, thank you for the like, I appreciate you a lot. You're going to be able to say to yourself, going forward, you should teach this to your family too. Going forward, you're going to say to yourself, I got a secret on how to make decisions, and you're going to forever be very grateful for this. So the first part, bear with me, I'm trying to get some music for you guys if I can get the music up and running. It looks like the music is quiet here. Anyway, you know what? Let's let the party continue. I will try to. Okay, good. I like music at the background for you guys. All right. So, watch this, okay? Creative observation. By the way, thank you for the likes. I appreciate you guys giving me the likes. I really do. Okay? We'll ramp it up. It can help drive the algorithm so that we can get more, visibility. So, creative observation and learning, require that your mind, works in a way that it's in concert with your eyes. Let me explain what I mean. Okay? An anonymous guy once said this, that A blind mind cannot have good eyes to see. What do you mean by that? Your eyes could be as good, but if your mind is blind, your eyes are useless. So the process here is this, that I want you to write down, if you follow me on this, something we call OODA. Okay, OODA loop. O as in Oscar, O as in Oscar, D as in David, A as in Apple, OODA. It's a loop. This strategy was first designed, okay, by a military guy, a Colonel Boyd. Colonel Boyd, used that when he's trying to make a military decision. It's modeled on combat because life is a war. So this is modeled after war. You see, it can be applied to any business decision. It can even be applied to relationships. Some argue against that. It can apply against competition. OODA loop stands for observe, orient. Let me say that again. Observe, orient, decide, and act. Let me say that one more time. Observe, orient, decide, and act. Guys, please write this down. Just trust me. I want you to write this down. Pause, write it down, etc. This is going to help you a lot. So let's go into it again, okay? Observe, orient, decide, and act. OODA. What does that mean? Let's go into the observation stage, okay? The observation stage requires you become aware of your environment. You got to study your environment, aka metaphorically, study your surroundings, study the people around you, physical, mental, or business. Doesn't matter. If you're about to make a decision, when you are making that decision, at that moment, stop and look around. Who are the people around me? So when you're about to make a decision, look at your environment, because anybody pressuring you to make a decision, they are pressuring you for a reason. So you have to pause and you have to say to yourself, what kind of decisions am I about to make right now? What's in it for the people around me? Guys, it's called observation. You are the observation stage. You see, when you observe the various elements, of the environment, if they, and see if the environment is in congruence with what your decision. Like, for example, if you're in a boardroom meeting, you could observe the members on the board. Who are the people on the board with me right now? Okay? Did any person, just join me, and why? Are you guys follow me so far? Okay. And let's say something right here, and then you have to keep asking yourself, no. The answer is yes. Okay. Sorry a second. Yes. I will be on, and this is at 2:30. I will be on. That's at 2:30. Okay, cool. All right. So here's the idea here. Okay. So the observation stage is literally like you're observing everybody around you before you make that decision, because everyone around you have their own agenda. They have their own goals. So you have to ask yourself, what's in it for these people that are around me? That's the first question you have to ask yourself. At that level, you are something we call the observation stage. You see, basically what you're doing is this. You're observing the stage, and you're looking at the facts around you. You remember this was first, this was first developed by pilots, combat pilots. And these pilots, at this stage, they're trying to understand the environment so they better know how to strike their opponents. That's how they came up with this. So you have to say to yourself, I'm about to make a decision right now. Who are the people around me? What do they want from me? How is this decision going to benefit them? How is it going to benefit me? First question you have to ask yourself. Observation stage. You say, after the observation stage, you go to what we call the orientation phase. Okay? Orientation phase. That's step 2. You're about to make a decision, very serious decision. You don't want to make a very flawed decision. You want to make a decision that's going to benefit you. You got to follow these rules. So, 1, observe. 2, orientation. Now, that has a lot to do with your personality. Okay? This is where the big question here is, in the view of the observed information that you just received in stage 1, what will you do? So in other words, like, now I know all these facts going on around me, what should I do? So the big question for you is, you have to ask yourself, Your success in this phase is determined largely by your experiences. So what you've experienced in the past, that your wealth of knowledge, that's going to color everything for you. How true or how effective the knowledge is. That's why people in decision making position they're advised to never stop learning, because if you're a leader, you can never stop learning, because you need incredible information, recognition prime decision model, RPD. You're going to need that, because guys, I'm telling you right now, without a doubt, your orientation phase, it's a phase where you don't have a choice. Okay, so it's a phase where you truly and indeed, oh snap, this guy for real right now. Just a second, guys. One of my guys says I have a meeting at 2 o'clock. Oh snap. Let's see something right here. Just a second. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Man, I'm just getting started with you guys, and this is the powerful information right here. One of my assistants is telling me I have an appointment, in 2 minutes. Let me see what it says, because I really want to give you guys, this is very intense what I'm about to share with you. By the way, thank you for the like. Somebody just like this. I appreciate you. Thank you for the like. Let me just call this guy instead of making phone calls. Let me just tell him real quickly. Noah, this is so very, what I'm about to share with you guys. I'm actually excited about this. No, I can't type. Sorry, I'm on my live. I'm about to wrap up. I was scheduled for 2 o'clock. Is that what you said?
Yes, she said 2 o'clock, but she said when I messaged you, she said she won't be. She's not in a meeting right now, so she won't be 2 o'clock. So then I said, okay.
Okay, let's go 2:30, please. Just say 2:30.
Let me check.
Asking for 2:30. I'm on live right now. Everybody can hear our conversation, so I'm going to continue on my live. Okay.
Okay.
I know. All right. Okay. So now, guys, I just bought you guys like 30 minutes really quickly about me, because I'm excited about sharing this information with you guys, man. This has changed my life a lot, and I know that it's going to benefit you too. But anyway, for the 3 of you that did the like, I appreciate you guys for that. But I have more of you on right now. Go ahead and just take a second, and do the like for me to drive up, to help drive up the algorithm. Okay, I want to just keep sharing this. All right. So you talk about observation stage, then we'll go to what we call orientation stage. Okay. So let me continue here. You say, when it comes to the decision phase. Okay. So remember, it's OODA. So OO, observation, orientation. Now D stands for decision. You see, you have to compare all available options at this point. You make a mental pictures of the possible outcomes. Then you act on your decisions. The OODA loop is completed, because when you do observation, when you do orientation, now you're about to make the decision. So you've gone through step 1, stage 2, stage 3, and now you make the decision. When you make that decision, it's pretty solid, guys. When I say solid as it could be. Okay, as solid as it could be, because at this point now, you will see. At this point, you will see, that it will really help you tremendously, because you're making a decision now on a recognition primed model, because now you know what has happened, the people around you, what's in it for them, and then you're making that decision. Now watch this. Okay, watch this. You say the RPD model is only useful when you have encountered the same problem, or maybe even a similar one in the past. And we all make decisions over and over again, but the decisions we make is normally, a lot of the time, is the same decision you're making over and over again. I just, you guys know that, because majority of us will make decisions, and our brain is wired to make decisions in certain ways. So either it's in your life, in your relationship, in business, you don't know that yet. But through what we call brain neuroplasticity, the rewiring of the nerves, the growth of your brain, you begin to rewire your brain to start making decisions a little differently. So here's what happened at the next stage. You got to set goals. Planning properly are necessary for long-term making decisions. So you have to have goals. You have to have goals. You see, we consider 2 decision-making frames, okay? But what I want you to understand, very, very clearly, and I think it will make a lot of sense for quite a number of you guys, is that even as you are deciding, okay? Even as you're making decisions, You have to understand very clearly that your decision making is still flawed. Yes, because sometimes your eyes is delusional. A blind mind has a very useless eyes. So because your mind and your eyes are not in connectivity. So the first thing to do is sharpen the minds. So here's what I want you to think about, okay? I want to think about grow. GROW. Okay? Grow is a formula. That formula stands for goals, reality, options and obstacles. And will. Let me say it again. Grow, GROW. That stands for goals, reality, options, obstacles. That's what it stands for. So you say, and by the way, W stands for will. So GROW. Goals are the most important in this model when you're making your decision, because every organization seeks to succeed. You want to succeed in your family, you want to succeed in business, in every aspect of your life. Business goals should be very smart. It should. Your business goals should be smart. Your business goals should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be attainable, it should be relevant, and it should be time bound. Your business goals should. Now watch this, okay? Achieving your goals is not as important as the growth, because the growth you will experience in the process is actually more important than the results, because all you're sorting for is your ability to keep getting better. So you might get a subpar result in your decision, but your mind has grown, and that's why you say mistakes plus reflection equals progress, in the words of the Redalio, and it's a powerful statement. Having set your goals, then you ask, what is your current reality? If the goals were set before the present decision making time, how far have you gone achieving your goals? That your obstacles. So what problems did you have to overcome in order for you to achieve the goal? You see, there's something in psychology that we call cognitive dissonance. Cognitive stands for cognition, which is to be aware or to recognize. Dissonance is the opposite of consonance. So which is again, so when you have a cognitive dissonance, it's a recognition of opposites, which means there's some things are not in alignment, you have no peace. Cognitive dissonance. When you're making your decision, the only reason where happiness comes, the only reason why you're excited is because as you make the decision you're making, when you feel good and relief about the decision, that means things are in synchronicity. When you make decision you have no peace, that means things are what? Cognitive dissonance. So you say there are ways you can actually measure how well you are doing with your decision making process, because your inner spirit is telling you what's going on. You say, guys, this phase, it's very simple. How's your mind growing for you? You say, PDSA, you could write it down. It's a circle when you're making your decision. This circle is common among, and maybe if you're in the healthcare industry, for example, if you're in medicine, doctors, nurses, healthcare, it's very effective, because this folks right here is a well-structured strategy, when they're making their decision. The P stands for plan, because that's the P. So a very important stage in that circle is your planning. You study, you say to yourself, okay, what is the plan right here? What is the available factors? These factors will then tell you exactly how strategic you need to become. Pause for a second and think about this. Just pause. Before we have any communication, you could be 2 or 3 steps ahead of any communication. How do you do that? If I ask you, how are you doing? You have only 3 answers for me. I'm doing good, I'm doing bad, or neutral. That's it. So if you say I'm doing good, then I have a follow-up. What, that's congratulations. Why do you say that? If you say I'm doing bad, sorry. Why? If you're neutral, I would say, wow, it seems like very neutral about this. What's going on? I already have answers for you. Then guess what happens? Depending how you respond to me, I can go in 3 different directions. This has been 2 or 3 steps ahead in communication, which means you control that communication. The other person doesn't know that, but you do. So in this same exact formula, you ask yourself, what is the plan? The do stage is you act based on the information that you receive. The study phase is exactly you study the results, how successful you have been, you know, and then the A stage, which is act, is now guess what? You're executing. You see, folks, all I'll say is this: you have three basic options in the act phase. In the act phase, you continue with the plan, you adjust the plan, or you terminate the plan. That's it right there. So some people are so rigid that they are not flexible enough. You know what happened to them? They got hammered. I actually feel bad for them because people in that stage, have a very difficult time because they can't adjust. Remember, a real decision is measured by the fact that you have taken new action. That's a real decision. If there is no action, you truly haven't decided. So, oh, by the way, I have decided to do this. No, you haven't. Because the moment you have decided, the next thing that follows is your action. Because you're now acting on your decision. You see, for you business owners listening to me right now, business owners, leverage in various analytic tools to make better decisions. You have to. Guys, you need to be very careful when making business decisions because in business, some decisions can be very, very serious enough to cost you a massive market share. If that happens, it may take you years of labor and even huge amount of money to regain what you have lost. So when it comes to business, in business, you have to be very, very careful. That's the reason why the SWOT analysis, is one of the tried and tested method for you making a very good decision. Okay, when it comes to business, you see, every business decisions involves both external and internal factors. For any kind of, I don't care what kind of business you're in. You see, critical consideration, of this tool is very essential. So let's talk about the SWOT analysis. SWOT is SWOT. That's the SWOT analysis. This is very common, by the way. For those of you that have been in business for a minute, you understand what I'm talking about. Write it down. SWOT. Study it. Do your research on it. But I've used it for a long time. My mentor talked about this long time ago. But as I read more books, I'm studying everywhere I look. I say SWOT everywhere I look. Okay. Let's talk. S stand for strengths. S stands for strength. Okay. That's what it stands for. There are the internal factors that will make you, reach your goal faster. Example for this, for the clothing line could be, for example, you have a competitive edge, okay, that makes you stand out in the marketplace, for example. Or maybe your products, are of very high quality, so they last longer. For example, most people have the opinion when it comes to cars, people like Toyota because people believe that Toyota makes cars to last for a long time. The Toyota could run for 15, 20 years in the family. So you say you can take an example of something, maybe it's a product that's durable, that has high quality, but here's what happens. You take some time and then you study the strengths, in this case, your strength, your business strength, and then the next is called your weaknesses. So SWOT, S stand for strengths, W for weaknesses. So these are the internal factors that could frustrate your goals. And then you could say, right, okay, you know what? You write all this stuff down. And then you realize one of your most competent staff, for example, just resigned. You're in sales. Your number one salesperson says, I'm out of here. Okay? Or maybe you have a health challenge that does happen to you. Your health is your wealth. Or maybe you're hugely in debt, for example. What are your weaknesses? So you list your strengths, you list your weaknesses, and the reason why is because man know thyself. So if you know yourself, your strengths, and you know your weaknesses, then you can know what your next options is and how to plan it appropriately. This is so profound, folks. So then you go to what we call O. O stands for opportunities. If we're writing this down, SWO, okay? O stands for opportunities. By the way, if you're getting value from this, feel free to put, you could post something right here. Tell me you're here. Give me a likes, but kind of react, give me some reaction. And by the way, if you don't like what I suggest, tell me too. I'm open to every suggestion here. So O is opportunity. What does that mean? These are external factors now, you know, that could help you reach your goal. But these are factors right there that you need to adapt right away. Someone is willing to invest, for example, in your business. That's an external factor. So money is coming in. So Miss Esther Joseph, I'm here. Awesome, Esther Joseph. Give me a like too. I appreciate that, Esther. So opportunity simply means, hey, listen, you know what? I'm going to invest in your business. That's external opportunities. Or for example, wherever you are, just made an announcement that this coming year is going to be a tax free. Oh my God, tax. So these are external factors that you can't control, but this can become opportunities for you. SWOT: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities. The next one is called threats. Guys, we live in the world. There are threats all around you. Either you know it or not. Eva Mama. Oh, that's you. Eva Mama Kate. Nice to see you, my friend. Nice to see you, Eva Mama. Okay? Keep up the good work. Keep the follow. Keep writing. Keep posting. Keep following. Just keep writing. Because it's a lot of stuff you're going to get from here that I know is going to help you tremendously. So let's talk about, the threats. External factors that could stop you from reaching your goals. They are real. For example, a major competitor, is thinking of expanding around your territory. That's a threat. Or, for example, the transportation cost is incredibly high. That's a threat. You see, SWOT analysis only works well when it's done comprehensively. Like, you don't do it in isolation. You have to, like, it's almost like a cohesive approach of a wholesome of some sort, where it will give you strengths, weaknesses. It will give you an eagle's eye to be able to make the right decision. You see, did you know SWOT analysis was developed by business, and management consultant? In fact, SWOT analysis was developed by Albert Humphrey. Okay, Albert Humphrey, developed that. This is way back in 1960s that he developed this, and even till today, a lot of people are still using SWOT. You see, when you identify the external factors that's affecting your business, okay, that you can position yourself for growth. For example, okay, the SWOT analysis basically consider like internal factors and a few, factors. But pest analysis, for example, is about to show you more in the area of external factors. Okay, the area of external factors is, you see, the pest, is going to show you, hey, by the way, get this part together right here, get this right together, because it's going to let you know what other external factors can threaten your decisions and even your business. Let me explain this a little further. You see, every business has, or every business that wants to succeed for a long term, they have to keep sharpening their foresight. Your ability to see what's about to happen is what keeps your business in business. So if you're short-sighted, your business is also short-sighted. So let me explain what I mean. Okay? PEST, P stands for political factors. I was just in my office right here. I step out and I ran into one of the guys. We're just talking about politics and talk about what's going to come to the United States, what life will look like. Are you ready? Okay, political factors. There are political factors that could either help you or stop you from achieving your business goals. Because government regulations can stop you, political stability or instability, employment, environmental laws. These are political stuff that could actually stop you on the track. But there are also economic factors, okay, you should consider. Example, taxes can mess you up, okay? You should also consider like inflation or even deflation. So all of these are all general factors of the economy that can also affect your decision. But beyond that also, how about technological factors? Guys, we're going to the world of artificial intelligence, okay, that have a very, incredible role in future businesses. You think that's going to affect you too? You better believe it. That can affect everything. So this is the last on the list, the technological part, because common technological factors that can affect businesses, it's artificial intelligence and innovation. Could you imagine right now if you're fighting, artificial intelligence, you're in trouble because AI is here to stay. AI is not going anywhere. Translation: if you're not one of those people that is very determined, your mind is right, everything is right, and you're thinking like literally like, how do I make myself so relevant in the world of AI? AI will literally sweep you off your feet and can destroy your business. So technological part also affect your decision making and business. Just so you guys know, whatever plan you have now for the next 5 to 10 years, just throw it out the window. Just throw it out the window. You know why? Because AI is going to change the world so much that your old school of thinking, it won't be no more. This is the reason why you have to embrace technology to its highest level. You see, competition and profitability analysis are important to maintain a very healthy business. You need competition. In the absence of competition, is called casualness. Casualness becomes a casualty in business. That's normally how that goes. So, in business, many of your decisions will be influenced by the nature of the market or the industry that you're in. For example, okay, look at Apple, Samsung. These are big competitors in the mobile tech space. And you know that. Okay. They say Samsung Galaxy or the Note series that some of you have, they are accountable for most of the drop in iPhone sales over the years. Because everyone was going crazy about iPhone. But Galaxy came in and they were like, oh wow, that's not bad. So people start doing Galaxies and start doing Samsung and Android. As a result of this competition, both companies are careful when they are making and manufacturing, they are what? They are when they are manufacturing their decisions and when they are making their products. They are very, very careful because they are constantly looking, okay, what's going on in the industry? What is Android doing? What is iPhone doing? So they want to be sure that they are producing quality products for the market space so that consumers like us, we can say, damn, I like my iPhone, I want to stay with my iPhone, or I like my Android, I like the picture, I want to keep using that. So competition sharpens everybody. So instead of 24 hours in a day, you end up with 48 hours in a day if you have a good competition. That's how powerful competition is. So embrace competition. It's not something bad. It's actually something good for your business. It really is. So, but the question is, how competitive and profitable are you? That's the question. Are you competitive? Are you profitable? Are you one of those people that fold up because there's a competition? Competition should sharpen you but not destroy you. You see, there are 5 forces, and indicators of profitability, in your business. The first one is the degree of competitive rivalry. The higher the degree, the better you get. Because the more the competition, guess what happens? Sometimes the less profitable it can become. And the less the competition, the higher the chances of you raking in profits. But at the end of the day, competition is a great indicator to watch for that include innovation, transparency, and market concentration. You see, the threats of a new entrance into the business, like a newbie, somebody who just joined the business or who just came into the industry, it makes people feel very uncomfortable. It really does. So you have to keep that in mind. You can also think about the threats of substitutes. Yeah, you will be in high demand if you're not easily replaceable. The question you have to ask yourself is, am I replaceable right now? If the answer is yes, somebody will steal your lunch from you. If the answer is no, you're in good shape. So the question is this: are you replaceable? You also have the threats, of the buyer bargaining power, because you see, suppliers also influence price when they have plenty of time. Because the degree of specialization of a supplier, for example, and how hard it is to switch from one supplier to another, all of this can affect your bargaining power, of a supplier. You also have to think, guys, these are strengths. These are weaknesses and threats that could affect your decision making, so that when you are about to make decisions, guys, you should be writing things down, going, like item by item by item by item, so that this way, when you make your decision is so powerful Your decision is so foolproof, at least to the best of your ability. After all, at the end of the day, only God sees our decision true, but as humanly possible, you've done your part. Finding the root cause of your problem is the key to solving your problem. Let me say that again. Finding the root cause of your problem is the key to solving your problem. You see, there are two complementary techniques that you can use to find the root cause of any business problem. The first one is called the fishbone analysis. The fishbones analysis. That's the first one. No, this basic idea is behind the technique is to break down the causes of a problem into two different categories. You know, as to focus and to decide, on what we call your proper solution. So which way should I go? This fishbone, for example, if you're facing a marketing problem, for example, in your business, you could break it down into the following categories: the product, the price. You could break it down even further. And you could look at the place, the promotion, the people, and then start to ask yourself, all right, what am I doing wrong? What are the physical evidence right here? The next step is to focus on your thoughts. You're like, what do you mean? Your thought is very powerful because, guys, as a man thinketh, because there's no business and there's no product that just took a life of its own without a thought behind it. The computer I'm using to talk to you guys right now, it was somebody's thought about it. The building I'm sitting in, it was a product of a thought. This water I'm drinking, it's a product of a thought. And the list goes on. The ring right here, but it's a product of a thought. So what's my point here? Like everything we say, it's a result of a thought. All right. Let me give you one secret. You realize that if you want some serious abundance, you can actually do a reverse osmosis. What do you mean? Say, for example, you're broke as a joke. You have no money to your name. Say you have $10 in your pocket. Do you know that you could actually take your $10, put it in all dollars? So now you have 10 notes of $1 each. You could walk down the street, find homeless people, anybody that give them $1 each to 10 people. You just reverse the rules. Because the rules typically is what? You got money, you make money, you pay your bills, you give, or you do the reverse. This actually fast forward the ability to attract abundance into your life. Because just the fact that you gave without having automatically put you in a position automatically of receiving. You see, folks, anyway, let's just put that in your pocket for now. And the idea is this: your thought matter. Because how you think about your business, how you think about your life, just makes a big difference. A problem is a chance for you to do your best. Let me say that one more time. What a problem really is an opportunity for you to become the best version of yourself. Regular market research and even consumer outreach sometimes will help you avoid a lot of problems. Due diligence, study stuff will help you avoid your problem. But the idea is this: you and I cannot, you cannot run away from the fact that you live in a human world that is full of problems. So you have to learn how to make decisions very badly. Very, very badly. I will bring this to a close, okay? I'll bring this to a close. You see, when there is a problem to solve, that you begin by making sure that you are comfortable enough to think straight and to think clear. One thing you should avoid: you should never make a decision under duress. Never make a decision under very stressful situation. Don't. Because you'll be using more of your emotions on that decision, more so than the facts and the reality. You see, your physical and mental state should be at optimum level when you make your decision. And sure, that's why most successful people and rich people, they make decisions typically in the morning. Because why? Because when they start their day, their brain is performing at its very highest level. They don't like making decisions in the evening. They say, well, let's talk about it tomorrow. And let's talk about it tomorrow morning. Jeff Bezos is very notorious for that. Elon Musk is very notorious for that. That's the reason why they do that. So, next thing is to do is to ensure that you are at optimum conditions to actually study the problem at hand. Like everything I just talked to you guys about. Like sometimes even troubleshoot. Ask other people, what do you think, about this? pretend like it's not your problem. See how they respond to you, so you can get other people's ideas, criticism, optimisms, options, opinions, so you can intertwine that along with what you're doing. See, your brain is not always your friend. Let me say that again. I know sometimes we tend to rely heavily on our brain, but your brain is not always your friend. In fact, when it comes to the decision making process, your brain can actually trick you. And if you don't know how the brain works, you won't leverage it to your best decision making capability. So it's important, for example, when you're trying to solve for a problem, okay? Many of us will filter the ideas coming to our minds, that bam, we just filter that idea. But we also should understand very clearly that the action, that the brain takes actually is very limited. What you should do is to allow your ideas to flow very freely. Just let it flow. No matter what, no inhibitions. Even if it doesn't make any sense to you, the more you let your ideas flow, the better decisions you are going to make. So let me conclude this, ladies and gentlemen, okay? I want you to know that the OADA loop I talk about profoundly today, is going to help you make your decision the correct way. It's going to guide you. It's a four frame, it's like four corners that guide your brain and allow you the opportunity to absolutely kill it. Observe your environment, orient the problem, okay? And make a decision, and then guess what? Act on your decision. So, having said that, folks, if you really enjoy this, please follow me on my social media platform. My goal is to continue to populate and to bring a lot of financial literacy, into the space. I want to bridge the wealth gap and give the newest person and somebody who's not a millionaire an opportunity to experience what's like to become a millionaire, and to allow people to be able to make the right decisions for themselves. But it starts first with your mind. Your mind is the most powerful thing you have, and once you have that, you have everything else. Again, thank you for joining me. This is Dr. Kehinde Thomas. Work like it's up to you, pray like it's up to God, and I would love to see your comments in all of this. Thanks, everybody. Bye now.